Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is a game I've been waiting for literally since the Nintendo Switch was announced. I always thought this would be the perfect port for the Nintendo Switch because the simplistic controls lead themselves perfectly to single Joy-Con play, and since we have Mario Odyssey now, people would be more willing to give this more linear 2D style 3D Mario a try. However, now that it's finally out, I'm really at a loss of how to review this. Do I come at this game from the perspective of me, someone who obviously is incredibly biased and loves 3D World, or do I try and come at this from an unbiased angle? Do I take this review as someone who's already played Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U, or do I try and come in and mimic the experience of someone who's never played the game before? While the point of most reviews is to tell you whether or not you should buy the game, I've just decided that I can't really do that in good faith. Naturally, if you've been subscribed to the channel at all and know how much I love 3D World and how many videos I've made on the game, you'll know that my answer is yes, you should buy it no matter what, but obviously that might not be the exact answer for you. So instead, for this review, I'm going to talk about everything I liked and stuff I didn't like about this port. This video kind of naturally gets separated into 3 different sections: me talking about 3D World itself, my discussion on Bowser's Fury, and then the package as a whole. So even though I've already admitted that it's kind of impossible for me to tell you whether or not you should buy this game personally, I'm going to try my best to point out everything I love about this game and everything that's not the best in order to help you have a more informed decision. If you haven't bought the game already, that is. And funny enough, this will be my final video about 3D World plus Bowser's Fury unless we get some sort of DLC announcement down the road or I do a speculation video about potential DLC. But as of right now, this kind of marks an end of an era for the channel. Literally ever since the first video I ever posted, like over 3.5 years ago now, I've been talking about 3D World and how it should come to Switch, so it's kind of bittersweet to give it a final send-off. With that out of the way, here we go. The Super Mario 3D World portion of Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is better than it has ever been. Nintendo didn't really talk about it much, but the speed increase they gave all characters is absolutely incredible, and it is a game changer. Not only does it make the characters feel more like the acrobatic wonder that is Super Mario Odyssey, but it translates the game into what was kind of an always like slow-paced 3D Mario into something that is lightning fast. On top of that, adding in the dive roll allows for some kind of mid-air maneuverability, which was previously only really possible with Rosalina. Now you can redirect yourself in mid-air, which on top of the other movement changes, such as increases to the catsuit's dive and whatnot, this game just feels so much better to play. On top of that, other slight gameplay changes like snapshot mode and the ability to ground pound into a pipe to speed up the animation just make this game feel a lot more modern and like it came after Mario Odyssey rather than it just being a port of a game that came before Mario Odyssey like it actually is. These steps go a long way into making a great game a phenomenal game. I seriously loved the Wii U version, but I cannot go back to it because it just feels like molasses in comparison. I don't think it's hyperbole when I state that this is how Super Mario 3D World was always meant to be played. There's one other major new addition to the base game, and that is online play. When it works phenomenally, and I really have no complaints about that. It's pretty much the bare minimum where you can just create a lobby and your friends can join with a password, but honestly that makes more sense, as doing some sort of versus co-op with randos would have been an insane hassle, and while it would have been nice, obviously it just wasn't the direction they wanted to go with this port. However, when someone doesn't have a good online connection, it slows down the game for everyone. I hate when online games are structured like this. It just brings the entire game to a crawl when one person's bad internet, in my opinion, should only affect that one person. Otherwise, Super Mario 3D World is a phenomenal game. In my opinion, the best part of Mario is the platforming. That's why I love the little sub-areas in Mario Odyssey. Each Super Mario 3D World level feels like one of the best of Odyssey's sub-areas. It introduces a concept, plays with it, and then throws it out because the game is just so creative and constantly hitting you with new ideas. If you're a fan of pure platforming and creativity, polished to a near immaculate sheen with an excellent presentation and killer soundtrack, this is one of, if not the best 3D platformers that money can buy right now. However, that's just the base game. What about the brand new expansion of Bowser's Fury? Bowser's Fury is utterly phenomenal. It is the perfect blend, in my opinion, of the open world style of Super Mario Odyssey mixed with the more linear platforming of Super Mario 3D World. Instead of having to enter a moon pipe or find these little hidden sub-areas in Odyssey where the real platforming challenges take place, those platforming challenges are just hidden around this area that is much larger than even Odyssey's Sand Kingdom. The puzzles, level design, platforming, creativity, the music, graphics, it's all virtually flawless save for a couple of frame rate dips. However, in terms of the actual gameplay itself, that's really the only thing I can complain about. A couple of frame rate dips here and there when Fury Bowser pops out. Besides that, it's damn near impossible to label a problem I have with this game. Once you beat the game and subsequently get your 100 cat shines, you get nice little rewards that I won't spoil here, but really make the journey feel worth it. it. The closest thing you have to filler here is when you have to go find a bunch of different colored cats and bring them back to their mom, but even then, I wouldn't describe those quests as filler, just slightly more tedious than your average cat shine. Bowser's Fury is utterly phenomenal, and I pray that this is the direction Nintendo takes 3D Mario in the future. So yeah, I have absolutely zero problems with this game, except for the length. Now, the length of Bowser's Fury really isn't even a massive complaint, as I think spending too much more time in Lake Lapcat might have worn out its welcome. You see, everything in Bowser's Fury takes place in one open area, and while I said I want this to be the future of Mario, I definitely want them to expand on this concept and maybe have like 4 different open areas, or at least have different quadrants of the areas have different themes, because all of it being themed after, you know, this Lake Lapcat, while it didn't get tedious thanks to Bowser's Fury's short runtime, I could definitely see it getting annoying in a full-size Mario adventure. People say you can complete the game in 3 hours, and yeah, that's definitely true, but because of the way this game is structured, you're just gonna wanna 100% it. 100% can take anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. It took me on the upper echelon of that, because I was just kind of messing around and having fun. Because of that, another 8 hours of pristine gameplay is a 100% welcome addition to an already fabulous package. The new Bowser's Fury mode makes Super Mario 3D World on the Nintendo Switch one of the best ports Nintendo has ever made. The tweaks and speed adjustments to Super Mario 3D World, the absolutely phenomenal game mode of Bowser's Fury, all wrapped up in one package for $60 is phenomenal. The one major problem I have with this game is that it's Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. If that sounds like you're paying $60 for essentially 2 separate experiences, you're 100% right. What I'm meaning to say is that Bowser's Fury doesn't really feel like part of 3D World. Beating Bowser's Fury nets you nice rewards, but there's absolutely no crossover between these two experiences. Imagine if 100%ing Bowser's Fury unlocked Bowser Jr. in the Clown Copter as a playable character in Super Mario 3D World. Or if Mario 3D World's cast of characters such as Luigi, Blue Toad, Peach, and Rosalina were somehow interwoven into the Lake Lapcat adventure. As it stands, it feels like you pay $60 for 2 separate games, one naturally way longer than the other, instead of a complete and cohesive experience. Now, this might not bother many people, but if you're like me, it just feels kind of disjointed. Stuff like the online in 3D World and frame rate dips during Fury Bowser segments aren't enough to really leave me annoyed, but just the way this port was structured with absolutely no connection between these two games did kind of annoy me a little bit. However, if you can look past that really slight misstep, for people who have never played 3D World on the Wii U, you have one of, if not the greatest values Nintendo has ever offered on the Nintendo Switch. And for people who already did play 3D World on the Wii U, if you forget a fair amount of the levels, I would honestly say to revisit this one, as the updated speed makes it feel like an entirely new game, and you also do not want to miss out on Bowser's Fury, which is probably the future of 3D Mario and an absolutely incredible couple of hours. With that out of the way, thank you guys all so much for watching. Couple of quick channel announcements. This is it. This is like the last Super Mario 3D World video I'm gonna do for a while, and because of that, I kind of feel like the channel is ending an era. This video and everything that came before it, I'm just gonna kind of, classify as phase 1 of the channel, I guess, and moving forward, we're gonna be kicking it into phase 2. Now, phase 2 is gonna be a huge deal because we're bringing on a brand new member to the Switch Stop. His name is Mac, or Macasaurus, and you might know him if you've been on the Discord server because he's been an admin there forever. He's an absolute homie, and I cannot wait for you guys to start seeing some of his content pop up. On top of that, because Mac is making content now too, I'm gonna be able to make higher quality videos because I won't have to be posting all the time. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you haven't already, because I mean the content is just gonna only be going up from here on out. With that all out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Thomas from the Switch Stop signing off. Peace.